to be watching this. Now you're probably thinking, hey Trickle, why would you make something like this? Is there some sort of point to this? Is there a point to this video? And to that I will respond, unlike a lot of other videos on YouTube, there is a very good point to this video. The point is that I wanted to talk about something very serious to me, and it's like, wait a second, gotta adjust. The best way I can describe it is just, it's a tragedy. It's the worst thing that has ever even happened to mankind in general. There's nothing, I don't believe there's anything as bad as this. And the only word I can use to describe it is just tragedy. It's horrible. And nothing in my life has even come like, nothing has come as close to being the worst thing in the world as this. Not only people that I know have been affected by this horrible tragedy, but I myself have also been affected by it. I'm finding this very hard to say, but I had to make a video to raise awareness of this. So it's mind-numbing how something like this can just happen out of the blue. It's insane. My life used to be so good before this, but no, I can scarcely even walk out of my house, feel like myself. But oh, starting to feel sort of faint. Before we start the video, make sure to slap that like button, rate it 5 stars and add it to your favorites. And don't forget to comment down below, what is the worst tragedy in your lives? Because honestly, this is what my channel is based around, my viewers. I only care about the viewers. So in the comments, just post anything that might come to mind about horrible things, horrible tragedies, the Holocaust, any genocide that you can really think of, the 2016 US president elections. I know I'm a very humorous person. You can also write something about that. That's a tragedy. But be careful, because if you write something that's offensive, I might delete it, because on my last video I had a few comments talking about how people with anime profile pictures should be executed. There was a person with an anime profile picture that chimed in. I consider myself to be a huge anime fan in general, because I dedicate my life to anime, and I've even produced some of them myself. You might know Naruto Shippuden. That's one that I personally made. You might remember Bleach, Dragon Ball, Death Note. These are all anime that I made personally, and so if you know any of these, it's all me. I'm the main brain power behind everything. The people who actually draw that, yeah, they're nothing. They take my ideas and they put them on paper. So I'm really the one that you should be praising for this. And it ended up becoming a very heated debate. And obviously, being someone who's very well versed in that subject, I chimed in and I said that everyone is wrong, that only I should be left alive and everyone else should be executed. Honestly, talking about executions, there are several things that I think should be made clear here. Now, I believe that people who are sick need to be executed immediately. I don't think they should be able to procreate, because if you look at it from a logical standpoint, then if they make children who are sick, then like chronically ill, then the children will pass on those weak genes. And everyone will just be weak. It's horrible, right? And besides, we're already struggling with overpopulation. It can't hurt to kill off a few billion people. So basically, yeah, if you want to, you can comment anything you want, but don't be surprised if I personally hire a hitman to kill you the next day and also wipe your YouTube channel. Because honestly, if you think that you can, make fun of something, a horrible tragedy as this, then you can make fun of something as like something as terrible as this, then you need to be taught a lesson. You do not make fun of tragedies. You don't make fun of anything like that. And I think people need to, people, People need to understand that something something like that, it's not something you can make fun of. It's terrible. It's so bad that my mind only ever thinks of that now. Only ever thinks of that horrible tragedy. Never goes away. I wake up and all I can think about is that. It's horrible. It's completely. It's it's the worst thing that has ever happened to me. So sometimes I think that maybe if we had some sort of like, if we had some sort of gizmo that we could use, some sort of cure for this, we could use it and we could become our former selves again. Fortunately, I don't think something like that even exists. It's way too unrealistic. But I've been talking to my sister, and my sister, she's a law student, so she's well versed in in something like this, a tragedy like this, that is deeply entangled with law and such. She knows about this. Obviously, you know about this. Everyone knows about this. We've been talking, and um, we talked about it, and she thinks that there might be a cure. However, before we can even come close to finding the cure, what we need to do is relocate to other planets. As you know, there are already way too many people on Earth, and I know I've talked about this in the comments of my previous. I've talked about this in the comments of my previous videos as well. Some people seem to think that humans will relocate to the underground and like in the skies instead of to other planets. But honestly, I think that people will just go on other planets because it's more convenient. The underground, it's a dirty place. There's like you can't do anything. And besides, if you really think about it, altitudes exist, so people can't really live in low or high altitudes. They would die, and but people can live on other planets. It's just like Neil Armstrong has been on the moon, but he hasn't been underground. So that's already shows that, and it always shows that people can live on other planets, but they might not be able to live everywhere on Earth. But what I also wanted to say is deeply deeply this issue is deeply connected to me because as someone as someone who will have children and grandchildren and possibly even myself, I don't know how far science will come in the next few years. As someone like that, I think that perhaps I think that it's like really sad to think about how some people will live on Mars and some people will live on Earth. How will we ship things from Mars to Earth? How will we send each other anything? And how will the internet connection even? You can't connect to Mars from Earth. You can't connect to other planets. So will every planet have their own internet connection? And our sister and I were talking, and uh, we talked about how you can basically you can patent you can copyright certain shapes. Like there's a case where Kit Kat bars, I think it was Cadbury, that around 16 years ago they made a candy that looked suspiciously similar to Kit Kats. So the Kit Kat company tried to sue them because they were obviously just copying Kit Kats. They were like four like finger bars, right? And Kit Kat, I think recently they lost this huge war against Cadbury, and and basically what it ended up when I was talking, and I think you shouldn't be able to patent shapes and colors and even combinations of that, because if you really think about it, then when once people live on Mars and other planets, um, they will start to have like there will be a lot more producers. Can't ship things from Nestle can't ship their shit from Earth to Mars. It's simply not something that can happen. It's just the ride is too long. So there will be like Mars exclusive companies. I think maybe Mars bars will relocate to Mars and just to keep like brand integrity. So what I think is at that point there will be trillions of people living on different planets, and trillions of different companies, and at that point people will have to people will have a lot of different products, and maybe Kit Kats, the four finger bars, something identical to Kit Kats, but we already patented Kit Kats, so we're going to patent everything. There's not going to be enough shit left to produce now because everything is just patented. And it drives me insane thinking about it because it's similar to the tragedy that um, I'm making these videos to spread awareness of these topics. And I know that that might not be very believable, that I'm someone, but I really am a noble person. I would really do something like that. I'm sorry that I haven't been making a lot of these videos, especially videos where I talk about noble causes and try to raise awareness for things that I believe have to be fixed. And I haven't been making videos a lot in general. I've just been feeling pretty down lately. I've been feeling pretty hollow, like numbingly empty. Sometimes it just it hurts to exist, but you know, you put a big smile on your face, and you say to yourself everything is okay every morning, and by the night it just gets worse. But I'm still here. I'm still alive. I'm still living, but so it's fine. But sometimes it just gets a little too much, so I need to take a break from videos. But now I'm back, as you can see, I'm back, and I'm in my former condition, so everything's just great. But I really wanted to talk about the tragedy because it's something that I feel deeply concerned with. It's something that concerns me personally. So I wanted to tell you about it. I wanted to let you know that you're not alone. That there are other people who think like that as well. So um, I just wanted to say that just stay safe and don't get into trouble. Don't let the tragedy get to your head. Sometimes it's horrible. It's a it's a horrible fucking thing. If you let it get to your head, then you will become a horrible fucking thing yourself. It's like a whole cycle, right? Mm, you become the thing. You become the one that's the tragedy yourself. It's a vicious cycle. Don't get caught in it. I'm just raising awareness that don't be sad. Just remember that there's someone waiting for you at the other side, and um, just remember to stay safe. And you'll find someone who likes you someday. And if you don't, well, that's just a bummer. But anyway, stay safe. Love you. Bye, and